This next activity is the main activity for this year's workshop. In this activity, each participant will end up building their own cam toy. The way that they do this will be a little bit different depending on the age group that you're working with, and I'm going to demonstrate each of those variations over the next few minutes. However, I'm going to start with how to actually put together the cam toy itself. Each of you should have received a sample cam toy to have a go at putting together yourself. I really recommend that you do this ahead of the workshop, as you will need it to be able to demonstrate, and it will also help you understand where the challenges will be for the participants and how to problem solve those for them. If you have your toy to hand, consider pausing the video and building it along step by step. The cam toy parts come in 5 pieces: the flat puzzle made of 13 pieces, the 3 different length pieces of dowel, and the small tube. For best results, it's recommended that hot glue is used, but tape will also work for the assembly. Group leaders have been asked to provide both of these for you. Please make sure that you have these during your setup period. A pictorial instruction sheet has also been created and is part of your facilitator guide and available for your participants to use. The best place to start the assembly is by identifying each piece of the toy to make sure that you have all of the necessary parts and know which dowel piece is which. Assembly step 1. You need to put together the main cam toy frame using the 5 yellow pieces. These slot together using the tabs and then can be taped together. One thing about this step is that it can be difficult to hold everything together, so it may be useful to encourage participants to help each other with this step, so you don't have to help 20 people separately. Be aware that this will likely take longer than you expect. Assembly step 2 is to attach the tube to the top of the cam toy around the hole. This will be used for guiding the cam follower. It can also be helpful at this point to push a pencil down through the hole to enlarge it and give more clearance for later. Step 3 is to attach the cam follower, the round red circle, to the bottom of the medium length dowel and slide it through the top hole and tube. If you didn't already open up the top hole with a pencil, this is the time to test and see how easily it moves up and down and adjust if necessary. Step 4 uses the large dowel, and the participants can choose between the 3 provided cams to glue to the center of the dowel. For older groups or groups without access to hot glue, it is also possible to wrap a few layers of tape around the dowel to allow the cams to push on snugly and still be interchanged. Once the cam is on the shaft, it can be positioned into the cam toy and the first testing can be done. Step 5. Adding the handle. This can be optional in case of missing parts or time shortage, or where using just tape for assembly. This uses the red piece with 2 holes and the smallest dowel piece to create a handle. Step 6. Adding a bobber. A few options are available for this. There are 3 pieces of the puzzle that can be used, either the printed corner sections, or if there is more time left, the larger yellow section can be decorated or other paper or card used in place. And there you have it, a complete cam toy. So now you know how to assemble your toy and hopefully have yours put together. Let's go back to have a look at how to do this in a workshop setting. A great place to start is by showing your assembled toy. This will help them visualize what it is that they're aiming for and hopefully get them excited to get started. Ask participants to identify different parts of the toy and maybe even explain how it actually works. This will help with building up some terminology that you can use later as you go along. The building activity again is split into 3 different levels, which I'm going to go through separately. For the youngest groups, it's best to work through as one group, with each participant building their own toy. Explain and demonstrate, if possible, each step to the whole group, then give them some time to complete the step, helping as needed until all, or at least most, are ready to move on. You will likely have varying abilities, with some completing each task quickly and others much slower. Encouraging the faster participants to help the slower ones once they're finished and while they're waiting for the next instructions will help speed up the whole group and reduce the amount of "I'm done, what next?" questions. For the next age group of up to 8 years, the participants are likely to have more independence, but giving clear instructions at the beginning will be very important. After showing the assembled cam toy, explain each step to build the toy. Get participants to form small groups of 3 to 4 members centered around resources such as tape and glue, and also provide each team with an instruction sheet. Each participant will be building their own toy, but each team is also in competition to have everyone in their team finish before the other teams. Encourage to think about how they can work in a team to make sure that everyone finishes quickly and reduce the amount of people using the resources at once, so that they're not all waiting their turn. To help them stay focused and build excitement, you can give occasional updates like Team 1 has finished 1 cam toy, or all of Team 2 have finished step 3. Also make sure to set a strict time limit and enforce it. No extensions, as this will be critical to making sure that you have time for activity 3. For the older groups, aged 9+, the activity is split into 3 parts with the aim of understanding more about how processes are designed. After showing the assembled cam toy, split participants into groups of 3 to 4 and provide them with just 1 toy and an instruction sheet. Their first goal is to follow the instructions to assemble the toy. The time limit for this is 15 minutes and should be enforced rigidly. They'll have time to finish later if needed. The next step will be, now that they have a better idea of how the toy goes together, to use 5 minutes, again a strict deadline, to discuss as a team a strategy for how to build another 3 to 4 toys faster than any other team. They should be encouraged to think about what resources they need, glue and tape, and when they need it. Is it faster for each person to build one, or to assign tasks to each person that they can work on simultaneously, or assign people to resources? Finally, the team will have 20 minutes to build all of the toys.